Hi students, distance, speed and time is what we are going to study in this lecture. At what speed the Shatabdi Express moves, what is the distance between Mumbai and Delhi station, or we may even calculate the time taken to go from your house to your nearest favorite market. So, these type of questions intrigue us all the time. In this lecture, we will understand how to find answer to such questions. We will discuss about the relation between distance, speed and time. Also, we shall understand what is average and relative speed. We shall also study about the trains, upstream and downstream rowing, and some of the very interesting cases that occur in races. So let's proceed. So first of all, let's take a very basic example. Let us say that we have a car that is moving on this road. Now, let us say that this building is the initial point for this car. So, this car starts its journey from the initial point. And let us say that it moves to this place. And let us say that this is the final point. So, this very car has covered this particular distance between the initial point and the final point. And we also know the time taken by this car to reach from the initial point to the final point. Now, what is the speed of the car? So we know the distance and we know the time, but we do not know the speed of the car. So now how to calculate the speed of this car? Let's take one more example. Let's say that we have a flight from Delhi to Mumbai. Now it goes from Delhi to the Mumbai airport. We know the distance between Delhi and Mumbai airport, and we also know the speed at which the aeroplane travels. So what is the time taken by the aeroplane to reach Mumbai from Delhi? Now here, in this case, we know the distance as well as we know the speed, but we do not know how much time it would take. This is also an example of a problem that appears in distance, speed and time. Let us say that we have a cyclist who is moving along this hill. Now in this very case, if we know the speed of the cyclist and the time taken by the cyclist, then what is the distance traveled by the cyclist? Now in this very case, we know the speed of the cyclist and we also know the time taken by the cyclist. But now how to calculate the actual distance traveled by the cyclist along the hill? So these were some of the very basic questions regarding the concepts of speed, distance and time. If we know any two quantities, is it possible to determine the third quantity? In fact, it is. There is a particular relation between distance, speed and time. And throughout our chapter, we are going to stick to that particular relation. So let's find out what is this relationship. So the basic formula in this entire chapter relating to the distance, speed and time, and that is distance is equal to speed into time. So the relation between distance, speed and time is distance is equal to speed into time. So multiply speed by time, you'll get the distance. So if we know any of these two quantities, it's very easy to calculate the third one using this formula. Now here, important thing is, we should always keep in mind the units. Distance means measurement of length. So its unit would be either meter, centimeter, kilometer or millimeter. Speed is the distance traveled per unit time. So it would be either in kilometer per hour, or it would be meter per second, or it could be centimeter per second and so on. And time is always denoted in units of either hour or seconds or minutes. So these are the units of distance, speed and time. And while applying this formula, we should be very careful with the units. So if we have distance in kilometer and time in hour, then speed would be in kilometer per hour. If we have distance in meter and time in second, then the speed would be meter per second. So taking care of units is very important while applying this formula. So now we are going to see how this basic formula helps us to solve some very complicated problems. So the basic formula is distance is equal to speed into time. Now there are three cases. Case 1 is speed is constant. So if we say that if we maintain the speed at a particular level, or if the speed is constant, then let's see what happens. Then in this case, distance is proportional to time. So if the speed is constant, distance would always be proportional to time. So there is a direct variation between distance and time, and we have already studied about direct variation in our chapter on ratio and proportion. Now if we say that we have traveled a particular distance t1 in time t1, and let us say that we have traveled another distance d2 in the time t2. Then what is the relation between d1, d2, t1 and t2? In this case, t1 by d2 would be equal to t1 by t2, as distance and time are directly proportional to each other. Therefore, the ratio of the two distances t1 and t2 would be equal to the ratio of these times. To understand it more clearly, let's take an example. Let us say that we have a truck that is traveling on this road, and let us say that this is point A, this is point B, and this is point C. Now, the truck moves from A to B, and let us say that this distance AB is equal to 20 kilometers. The time taken by the truck to go from A to B is equal to 40 minutes. Now again, the truck moves from B to C, and let us say that this very distance from B to C is equal to 30 kilometers. Now, what is the time taken by the truck to go from B to C? In this problem, we can directly see that the speed of the truck remains constant. So when speed is constant, we know that distance is proportional to time, and in such case t1 by d2 should be equal to t1 by t2. Your d1 is equal to 20 kilometers, d2 is equal to 30 kilometers, t1 is equal to 40 minutes, and we do not know the value of t2. So 20 by 30 would be equal to 40 by t2, and from this we get t2 equal to 60 minutes. So the truck takes 60 minutes to go from B to C. So this is a case where speed is constant. So whenever speed is constant, then distance is always directly proportional to time. Again, the same formula, distance equal to speed into time. Now let's move on to case number 2, and this case is when time is constant. Earlier we had taken the case that speed is constant. Now let us say that the time is constant. So in this formula, if we keep time constant, then distance would be proportional to. So let us say that we have covered a distance t1 with a speed of s1, and we have covered a distance t2 at the speed of s2. Now what is the relation between d1, s1, d2 and s2? Again, using the formula of direct variation, we get d1 by d2 equal to s1 by s2. So the ratio of the distances traveled is equal to the ratio of the speeds. So once again, let's take an example. Let us say that we have got two cars, and the first car is at the point A and the second car is at a point B. Now let us say that the speed of this car is 50 kilometers per hour towards B, and the speed of this car is 75 kilometers per hour towards A. Now both these cars travel towards each other simultaneously, and let us say that they meet at a point C. Now if I ask you, what is the ratio of the distances traveled by the yellow car and this blue car? Now let us say that AC is equal to D1, BC is equal to D2. Now what is an important fact here? The important thing is the time is constant. Why? Because both of these cars have taken the same time. So the time taken is constant, and we know that when the time taken is constant, then the ratio of distances would be equal to the ratio of speeds, as these two cars start simultaneously and they stop simultaneously. So time is constant. Again, we use the formula d1 by d2 is equal to s1 by s2. So d1 by d2 would be equal to 50 divided by 75, and that is equal to 2 by 3. So the ratio of distances AC to BC is equal to 2 by 3. So they are in the ratio of 2:3, and this is a case where time is constant. Again, the same formula, distance equal to speed into time, and we are going to look at case number 3, and this is where the distance is constant. Now we are going to keep the distance constant, and let's see what is the relation between speed and time. In such a case, speed is inversely proportional to time. When we keep the distance constant in this equation, we get speed into time equal to constant, and so we can say speed is inversely proportional to time. Again, let us say that in the speed s1 we have traveled for the time t1, and for the speed s2 we have traveled for the time t2. Now what is the relation between s1, t1, s2 and t2? This relation would be s1 by s2 is equal to t2 by t1, not t1 by t2. The relation between speed and time is that both are inversely proportional to each other when the distance is constant. So when the distance is constant, then speed is always inversely proportional to time. To understand this condition, let's take an example. Let us say that we have a boy going from home to his school. And in the first instant, let us say that he travels at a speed of 10 kilometers per hour, and time taken for him to go from his home to the school is 40 minutes. Speed is 10 kilometers per hour and the time is equal to 40 minutes. Now in the next day, again, the boy goes from his home to the school. But now he travels at a lesser speed, and let us say that the speed this time is equal to 8 kilometers per hour. But now what is the time taken by the cyclist to go from his home to the school? So we see that the earlier case, the speed was 10 kilometers per hour and the time taken for the cyclist or the boy to go from home to the school was 40 minutes. Now the speed has reduced and it has become 8 kilometers per hour. You have to calculate what is the time taken by this boy. The important fact to be noted is the distance between the home and the school would always be the same. So what we can say? We can say in any of the situations, the distance would always remain same, or the distance remains constant. And if the distance remains constant, then speed is inversely proportional to the time. So using that relation, what we get? S1 by S2 equal to T2 by T1. Substituting the values, we get 10 by 8 equal to T2 by 40. And from this, we get the value of T2 equal to 50 minutes. So this is an example where the distance is constant.